Welcome to Another Day Above Ground, a show for, by, and about baby boomers. It's the podcast for people who have no idea how to download a podcast.
To the party that never used to end, but since we're all baby boomers, that party's over at about 10 p.m. This is Another Day Above Ground, the podcast designed for you, the baby boomer. And we need a team to express all of our views, and let me introduce you to ours. First of all, from the state of Indiana, the Aristotle of comedy, Mr. Tim Slagle.
Hey, the Oscars were on last night, and unfortunately, the show had less viewers than the movie that won Best Picture. So.
I tried to watch that movie, and it was impossible. It's all subtitles, so I was reading instead of watching the actor. If I wanted to read for 2 hours, I'd pick up a book. I was very upset. And from Denver, Colorado, where it snows one day and it's 70 degrees the next, please welcome Carolyn Strauss.
Yeah, where my driveway is truly an ice skating rink. It's just so much fun. And speaking of the Oscars, I'm here in my single shoulder gown because apparently nobody can afford two sides of a dress anymore. I
don't know. Did you watch the show?
I did, the whole thing.
It really bothered me right in the middle. They bring out a summarizer, and the guy raps his summary.
I was there with...
what I'm putting up with. Holy Christmas.
I know. I was there with Holly. You know our friend Holly Duckworth. And I was like, oh, my God, he stole Dale's gig. I was
I'm stealing that guy's jacket. I'm getting one just like that. Boy, that's a cool looking.
And then I have a question. What's with Eminem? I mean, is it 1991? Like, what was that? Like, really, does anybody have any idea why he was there?
I guess he had a song in a movie, 50 years ago or something. But other than that, no, I have no idea why. I have no idea why a lot of people were there. That one woman whose only job was to introduce the conductor of the orchestra, and she forgot his name. They got one job.
I understand there was a bit of a scandal after they gave the Best Actor award to Joaquin Phoenix for his portrayal of the Joker. He started talking about inseminating cows, and they said,
yes.
"Oh, we shouldn't have given him that award. He wasn't actually acting."
Three people in the room said, "Does this mean I can't have cereal in the morning?" I mean, it was...
Anyhow, the Academy Awards are over, and congratulations, but who cares, to all the winners. And we're looking at something much bigger coming up this week, and that happens to be Valentine's Day, specifically Saint Valentine's Day. And it's going to be, if you're listening to this on Thursday, it's going to be tomorrow, so you better get your shopping done. But Valentine's Day is it's a day for lovers. It's been for lovers. And we were wondering what Valentine's Day might have been like, or might be like in different countries. Have you thought about that? Not all at once.
No, I don't even. I don't even like to think about what Valentine's Day is like in this country. It's sorry, Dale. It's not our holiday. We know that.
It is. If there's a Walgreens or a CVS nearby, you're done. You're covered. You're all good.
But and what do you get? Do you get candy, or do you get flowers, or do you just All
right. So I've been studying this whole men and women thing for years, right? And one of the things that we've learned is that Valentine's Day is men's least favorite holiday. Do you guys agree with that? Like the least favorite holiday of all of it. Because if you buy flowers and chocolate, if you buy chocolate, she'll get mad because she's on a diet, because 90% of the women in this country are on a diet. And if you buy flowers, then you're the schmuck who spent $100 on flowers that you could have got 2 days earlier for $20. I mean, either way, you win, you lose. I mean, it's horrible for men.
Yeah, and,
yes, it is.
And if you buy underwear, it's like, oh, you just got this for yourself.
Oh yeah.
Well, especially if you're hungry.
Well, I've used that excuse. No, I got that for myself. So, don't try and put it on.
Oh, that's why it's a size large.
Hey, don't knock the size large, man. Some of us are very happy.
You missed that one again, Carolyn.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it.
Anyhow,
anyway.
Around over here, it's candy and flowers, but in different places, it's different things. For instance, in Brazil, they have people perform magic love rituals, like witch doctors or something like that. In Wales, they carve spoons for each other, which makes absolutely no sense. And it got me to thinking, what do we do different in this country? Is it change from one zone to the other? So we contacted our special guest, who is, he's known as the Love Doctor. And his name is Buddy Fender. He comes to us from Toadsuck, Arkansas. And folks, if you have the opportunity to be watching this podcast on YouTube, then please watch it, because it's very funny. We have Mr. Buddy Fender. Buddy, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you now. I heard the whole thing. I got the earbuds on. And these things, it's like you were in the room with you guys. It's truly, thank you for sending these to me. Way better than my old ones.
What were your old ones?
They looked like an earbud, but my friend got them at the Costco. You didn't actually go inside. They're in the parking lot, and they were all smooshed flat. So I rewired a lot of them, and you could hear sounds, but every time somebody talked, it was a little bit like a buzzing noise. You really couldn't pull out their voice. So this is clear as a bell. I mean, clearer than a bell. It's like a cowbell, but clear.
So, Buddy, what qualifies you to be the Love Doctor?
Well, that's what this been calling me. I mean, I grew up around the Gadsden, Alabama area, and they didn't have a love doctor there. And I started doing a lot of research. Where I did a lot of my research was in the public library, and a lot of times I read the National Geographic magazine, and just mostly for the pictures. I got to tell you the truth, but I started doing research, and I noticed that the love doctors in other countries where they had love, which was almost all places that they had photographs of, which is very interesting in itself. But they also did not have a love doctor in the Gadsden, Alabama area. That's where I moved, where I was today. But so I become, let me just say, my wife started calling me the Love Doctor, and I just kind of went with it because Valine knows what the time is.
Oh, okay. So it's an honorary title that you have. You don't have a medical degree.
Well, good enough. I mean, nobody's ever complained. You ask me a question, and then I just tell you what I think, and everybody always goes, "Hey, buddy, you're the Love Doctor." I mean, the people at Walmart called it, Costco now, Sam's Club, I called on to them. They have me come in and just do Love Doctor seminars sometimes.
Okay.
You know, I go with it.
So what would you, as the alleged Love Doctor, what would you recommend that we do for Valentine's Day? Is it different down where you live?
Well, I try to now speak in a more worldly kind of way, because it's not just all about Buddy and Valine anymore. It's about other people and people listening here. I feel that we need to benefit them, and this program should be about education and learning. So I can tell you this straight across the board. If you want to have what I call like the ultimate love experience, here's one word: jello.
Jello.
Jello. Jello. Now,
pudding? Jello?
Well, no, here.
Jello pudding is the Cosby experience.
That's a whole other thing, and we don't get into that because we lost our license for animal tranquilizers last year, so we don't even go into that talk. We got to do our own veterinary medicine, most of all with mercurochrome and a little bit of talcum powder. But Jello, I'm just saying, don't worry, honey, don't tell me everything. Come on, Valine. Valine's over there just having 12 fits saying, don't tell them about the Jello. But the only thing about the Jello is you make a big batch of that, like in a galvanized pot or something. If you have a milk can or something, make a big one, pour it in a tub, and it is its own fun. It's like Love Boat without the boat. And now I gotta tell you, I'm gonna show you a little secret, and Valeen's gonna have fits. Valeen is a diabetic because she's a bigger lady and she got a pretty face, but we can't use the regular jello now because we got it with the saccharin, the sweet and low aspartame, and she said it's not the same. Looky what I found yesterday. Look at this at the Kroger.
Okay, wait a second. It says pudding, pie filling, tapioca.
Yeah, and we call this frog's eye pudding. Tapioca. Frog's eye tapioca pudding. And look, I picked this up for 29 cents. 29 cents at the Kroger
on there, sir.
And this is a tip from Buddy. You want a love treat? This is it. Make a tub full of frog's eye pudding, and the girlfriend, the boyfriend, they'll be tickled one way or the other.
Yeah, how do you wrap it? Do you wrap it up, or do you put it in a bowl, or what do you do?
Well, I mix this up in a big galvanized stuff, like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, because this is artificial sweetening, it is hard to scrub out, but it's worth it. It is. No, it is. It is.
So do you have to mix it? Do you have to mix it with milk, or can you just use water?
Well, we have a lot of milk around here, and before those award shows last night where they said it's cruel and unusual punishment to a Guernsey, to Elsie or Elsie's friends or family, we used to just use milk. I told you I had a problem with the butter earlier today, made my stomach all upset. But we use milk, whole milk from the whole team. That's my little joke. A lot of people also call me the comedy doctor, but love is really more where my heart is, and that's why I have these. I pass these out all over the place. I just give them. I just give them away.
What is it? It's like a little heart on a stick. It looks like
it's a heart on a stick. That's. You got it.
That always makes for a good Valentine's Day. A heart on stick.
Heart on a stick. Good
with and not a bad conversation starter, might I add. No, ma'am. No, thank you very much, ma'am. I do not need a shopping cart, but would you like a heart on a stick? And I got a coupon for that one. That's the way I got the tapioca frog's eye pudding. I know there must be more questions.
Oh, I'm sure there are hundreds. What do you send cards? Do you write poems for Valentine's Day? Anything like that?
Yeah, one time I wrote this. I wrote this nice one for Valeen. I was kind of joking as before they called me also the comedy doctor. It was roses are red, violets are black. Pick your nose and have a snack. And then she got all grossed out about it, so I stopped writing. Now sometimes I buy the book. Like I bought this book right here. I actually I wrote part of this book. It's called A Kiss. Can you see that?
I can, yes, A Kiss.
A Kiss. And it's got all kind of stuff what you could just say, and you could just say it to your other, and then this will really, really make the medicine go down.
Well, can you read us something out of there, or tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, this one here, it's got a kiss on the inside too, but if you get past that, this is also, I could tell you, this is written by a few people, two called Simon and Schuster.
They're very romantic,
popular
people.
authors.
Got a picture of a rock carving here. I don't know what comes in, but yeah, I could read this. No,
it probably might be too hard. It's probably
no, I got it. Birds do it, bugs do it, but only you and I do it for love. That's what it started. I am not kidding you. Everything with you guys is comedy. You can read it.
So what are they talking about? Eating grain?
I didn't get to the end of the book. Quite frankly, I didn't actually write the book either. I composed it, and then I had somebody else do the script, what you call that, cursive. They did cursive on it. And you want to see another good idea? This is new for Buddy for this year.
Sure, I'd be very thrilled to see that.
She ain't here, so I could show you. It's here. It's going to be for Valine this year.
Look at that beautiful heart-shaped box.
Yeah, yep. And it's got just some kind of slickum foil paper on it.
Yeah, red wrap paper.
This had chocolates in it, but Valine's a diabetic, so I took it upon myself to save her life, and I ate them. But these are made by Russell Stover.
Russell Stover, yeah, that's a good quality chocolate there, sure.
You would think so. Now Valine's going to say, Buddy, what? You know I can't have chocolate. You trying to kill me? You know I'm already fat. And I said, oh, baby, to me, you look like you got a real pretty face. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up gently. Now, this is going to make her wild. Look what it's inside. I bought these and replaced the chocolate with these. Look at that. Quarter inch drive socket. These are quarter inch. These are beautiful. These are snap-ons.
That's very important.
Look, it's got a thin wall. It's beautiful. And then after, maybe if she's good and does the right thing, then I'm gonna give her the ratchet handle.
Yeah. So if you want to make your loved one happy, give her a snap-on tool.
I've said it before. I mean, you can only get so far with these. Some of my other items I got this year for Valine is these sweaty fish.
It's a Swedish fish.
Yep. Well, anyhow, they got them in this box. They're sweaty fish, and then right on the front they got a largemouth bass. We just call them lunkers. I learned that from my friend Kevin. And over here, it's a smallmouth bass. It looks just like the largemouth, only one doesn't have as much to say. But I got these. I got a box of Jack Links. She loved those. They're just like sausage, but they're smaller. And they have a new heart-shaped box where it's got a picture of a Yeti on the front with real fur.
So she's more comfortable with the Jack Link than the regular sausage? Is that what she's more accustomed to? Is that what you're telling me?
Is that one of them innuendos? I don't miss many of them, my lady. Let me say that. Well,
ironically, innuendo is also an innuendo.
Exactly, and illegal in several states.
I thought it was in the window. This is the last thing I can show you. This is
Russell Stover, let me help
Russell Stover again, yep. See, I wonder where I saw that word before. That looks so familiar. I just saw it. This is a vanilla cream egg. And what it does, I always just do this as a joke. I open it up, and it's got vanilla and yellow stuff in it, and then I bite off a little bit, and then I squeeze it, and I say, hey, what's that look like?
It looks like what's in your bathtub with the tapioca. It's a theme here for you.
I never stayed in there that long. I don't care what Valine does. But anyway, it looks a little bit like maybe something to do with veterinary science when you squeeze it out of there. But they're tasty. They're tasty.
Yeah.
So those are some.
Go ahead.
Those are some of my tips for this year.
What about for people that don't have a partner who are looking for love on this Valentine's Day? What do you suggest? Where should people meet?
Well, tool section at Costco's good.
Tool section at Costco.
Yeah, because you could strike when a woman or a man is looking for a pressure washer, they are in some kind of dire need to have somebody talk to them. And that maybe I know you're laughing, you're saying, buddy, there's something about pressure washing that makes people come together like friends. And I don't know if it's the pressure or the washing, but that's where I will meet people. Also, in the produce section of a Piggly Wiggly or Kroger or wherever. I don't know what's in your area. Parking lot fixing tires. If somebody needs help, you count on Buddy. That's when I become the tire master. And then
what about in a drugstore? Near, aids that a person would use on a Thanksgiving or on a what is this, Valentine's Day? Even Thanksgiving, depending on your beliefs.
Well, if you're in the drugstore looking for a date, I just say stay away from the paper section. All right, that's all I'm saying. Don't go into any of the paper products there because you don't want that. That's not a good way to start a relationship. Now, the drugstores here are getting, they call them mega. And they're mega, that means bigger than big. They're mega stores, and they sell milk. I mean, apparently they did till last night. And they have a lot of stuff. But if you see somebody looks for vitamins, then you can look for somebody that cares for themselves, and you say that is a good person. Unless they're limping, then leave them alone. Nobody needs somebody to have to take care of when you got chores.
Okay, and one last question for you, and please take your time explaining it. But how are you, and what's your wife's name? Earlene, is that her?
Valine. V-A. Oh. It's got an L for love. That's why I was telling the L is for love, and it's right in the middle, and then "ine" after the L.
Valine or Valee, and what are the two of you are going to have for dinner? I'm guessing you're going to have something like maybe chicken wings.
Well, we would if we didn't have them all ready for the Super Bowl game. We went down to Clucky Farm. They're up by 5 points, and they got what television. We watched the Super Bowl game. Until I don't know what happened. Halfway through the game, these people started coming out in dresses all made out of big mirror balls and stuff, and started shimmying on a shimmy pole. And this one girl, she got on the pole and did things you wouldn't even do to somebody you knew. And she was doing it to a pole. And Valine said, "We're out of here." And I said, "Well, let's get the wings, Valine." She goes, "No, you don't do that. You leave the wings." So instantly we're out of wings. So on Valentine's Day, I take Valine to a couple places. Sizzler, if I can.
Yeah, well, that's a nice place, sure, for steak.
Yeah, a Cracker Barrel because she likes the clam chowder, and but they're out of it a lot. And then if not there, then we go to this place got to drive like 5 or 7 or 9 miles, and it's called Cece's Pizza, which it looks like a pizza, but you just put anything on it, and it's all one price. And so we just kind of celebrate our love there. And me being Buddy, I say, "Hey, would you like a heart on a stick?" And maybe work your way up to a full socket set, Valine. And, this is a day of love. I mean, this is one day I'm not working just with my hands, and that I like to work with my heart. And Valine said, "Oh, come on, stop all that. Get into the tapioca with me, big boy." Man, I tell you what, I love that girl since she calved our first son. And she's just one of a kind. I mean, I tell you, it'll bring tears to me if I get talking about it, so I just don't talk about it no more.
Okay. You okay? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It's love. Look. This started it.
Yeah, you're choking up on love. And,
look at this. It starts like this, and it ends like this.
Yeah, 2 kiss prints. Yeah, that's okay.
Most relationships do start and end that way. That's true.
Yeah, and they don't mention the paper cuts in the middle. And the paper, what they say? The paper cut is the worst kind of a cut. And I say, "Hey, chainsaw's way up there too, buddy." Whatever. But boy, I can't tell you how nice it is for me to say howdy from people of Gadsden and up to all you, and from Buddy and Valine. We're just little people here, and you all in the Windy City where they just shooting guns for no reason, no game, no nothing going around. They just shooting them off and doing all kind of stuff, and it is lovely to see you. That's all I got to say.
Well, that's great. And we we got time, buddy, for one last tip. If you had one love tip to give to all the people out there, especially baby boomers, because that's who this podcast is for, is baby boomers. Those of us who are older and looking for love. What's the tip?
Well, here it is. Love never did give nothing to the Tin Man. What he didn't already have his own self before he started the whole thing to begin with.
Well, that pretty much says it all, I think, right there.
Very well.
I just came off one of my cuffs.
Yeah. And anyhow, buddy, we are really happy to see you. If anybody was traveling down south, where you say you're from? I thought you were from Toadsuck, but you're from Gadsden.
Now, Toadsuck's my mailing address. I'm from Gadsden, Alabama. I wasn't born there. I was Mama calved me up in Mississippi, and she had a whole herd of us, man. She's a good sport, that mama of mine. But now then we moved to Gadsden and to Toadsuck, but Toadsuck's only for mailing address, because Gadsden, where I am anyway, it's RR8 Gadsden. We don't really have a mail delivery service until they get the Chevelle fixed.
Wow. Ask you the time you build a guy a watch. That's very nice. Anyhow, we wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely Valentine's Day down there in the South.
Well, thank you very much, and I mean to you. God bless y'all, and don't forget.
Don't forget a heart on a stick. Yes, I won't.
Whatever. Okay,
buddy. All
okay.
right, guys.
Bye now. See ya. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, buddy.
Bailey, can you come turn this thing off for me, Dick?
That was Buddy Fender, the love doctor from Gadsden, Alabama. We're glad to have him here. Do you guys have anything to add before we close? Anything to report?
I have no
speechless.
words after that. I'm completely speechless.
I mean, does it sound like advice you can use?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's,
I just love that when people have babies down there, they calf them. You don't have a baby, you calf a baby down there. I think that is so. A friend of mine calved a baby just last week. My friend Molly had little Raina just last week, so apparently she calved her last week, and Raina's doing great. So love to Molly and Raina.
There you go. Tim, any last words?
no, just listen to my other podcast, Rule of Three, with Bent Washburn and Tim Schlegel.
And we want to ask all of you who are listening to please help us spread the word about this podcast. Please tell all your friends, your neighbors, even people you're not that fond of, to visit anotherdayaboveground.com. Follow us when you get to the podcast, and we'll all be a lot happier. You can even leave us a note as to what you would like to see coming up or like to hear coming up on future podcasts. Other than that, go to DaleIrvin.com and sign up for free for the Friday Funnies. There's our studio audience is going absolutely crazy, having enjoyed this entire show, and we will see you back here, hopefully with a bigger studio audience next week.
And that's it for another day above ground. For Dale, Tim, and Carolyn, I'm Farad Muhammad. Thanks for listening.